What's up, everybody? Man, so what we got going on here basically is a small boat build here in New Jersey. These Jon Boats are, man, they're everything. Besides just using a Jon Boat in South Jersey, honestly, it's about having a really light and very nimble Jon Boat because we have a lot of small creeks, a lot of small lakes, trolling motor only, so having the right build on the boat as far as lightweight is a pretty big deal where I live. So over the years, I've basically have tried every size Jon Boat on the market today, basically. And I've had 1436s, 1432s, 1440s, 1448s, 12 footers, 1236, all the sizes. What you guys see right here, this is a 1442. A 1442 seems to be the best all-around boat that I have found as far as getting the speed out of it, getting the shallow draft out of it. And you know, the hull weight, so the hull weight on this boat is about around 200 pounds, which isn't too bad as far as buoyancy goes. I don't know all the exact numbers on the buoyancy side, but I can tell you right now, these boats, the 1442, you can load them down pretty good. They still draft hardly any water at all, and they still are light enough to get the speeds out of it if you are to have a 9.9 lake where you're trying to get a little extra mile per hour out of them. So, like I said, this boat basically came, it was a crappy edition boat, which means, you know, it had a center seat here and a seat in the back and a couple of tiny side panels, and that was it. So it was kind of the perfect boat because I didn't have to cut out a center seat. All I kind of had to do was build it a frame, so it was really good at that aspect. But just going to kind of give you guys a small little overview of what I got going on here and what we're going from there. So follow me to the back and go to the front. So basically, I made my back seat station to where I have where you guys can kind of see here with the framing. The framing wise is what I did was I have angle. I have 1 inch by 1 inch by 16th. That's plenty strong enough to support a ton of weight. What I'm going to have here is basically a battery box. This is going to be for my gas tank and another battery box on the other side. If you come back here a little bit more, I kind of did a step down. The reason I did a step down is because I wanted to kind of come up to where the gunnels were and stay flush. With the board that I'm using 3/4, I would run into this, so I kind of made a small thing here. I'm going to kind of do a splash well with this. We'll get into the pump in a minute, but let's just work our way forward. So coming this way, you can see on the other side I have a bunch of hoses ran through there. That's going to be my whole live well system that we'll get into. I have conduit ran so I can run, you know, wires all the way to the front. So that's also going to act as a rod locker. It'll probably hold maybe 6 or 7 rods. It can hold like a 7.5, almost 8 foot rod. I measured it out. Coming forward, I'm going to do a step right here. This is going to kind of be like just a little tiny storage area where I can put more stuff inside of it. This is going to be a small cooler. I always wanted a built-in cooler in my Jon Boats because I always brought a cooler. It was always in the way. Now it won't be. This is going to be more storage, you know, dry storage once I get it all built up. The live well system, I actually had my buddy weld this live well for me. He did an excellent job. Got it all cut out. Got it put in, tested it out already. It worked really good. Center storage, I'm not sure if I'm going to use this for storage that goes just for this one or not. I'm not sure on that yet. This is going to be a recessed foot pedal, you know, through here. That's going to be a day box, and on the other side, more storage. So let's get into the live well real quick. So for the live well, you know, I've been doing some research on the internet, and if you guys can look inside of here, so you'll see the piston right here that goes in and out. So basically that's a really cool valve that allows you to do a pump out, recirculate, or fill, if you will, all in one just by pushing it or pulling it out. It's from Flow Right. Let's hop around the other side here real quick. So coming to the other side, everything you see basically right now is kind of just thrown in here and just sitting here. All the hoses are ran. You know, I have my empty, my fill, all that stuff. Recirculates all through the Flow Right stuff. Flow Right also gives you the option, which you guys have seen on plenty of big bass boats, where it's on a cable driven as far as recirculate, fill, empty, all that stuff right here from Flow Right. It's a really cool system, very simple to do. I'm going to do 2 things in this Jon Boat that I have never seen done before. We're not going to talk about that yet in this video, but we will get to that. You can see what the Flow Right system actually was. It goes back here, you know, to an actual valve that hooks to a cable. It has, you know, the fill, the recirculate, the empty, all that stuff. I got it on an 800-gallon roll pump. We got a lot of cool stuff that's going to be happening here. This is going to be, without a doubt, by far the lightest Jon Boat that I've ever built. This is just a regular 9.9 Merc. I ran it the other day. You know, just the way the frame sits. I got 24 mile an hour out of it, so she's going to cook pretty good, I think. Trolling motor wise, we're going to go for Ultrex. I'm going to put an 80-pound Ultrex in this thing. I want this boat to not only be a really good shallow creek boat, but I also am going to rig this thing to be an offshore machine as far as finding fish offshore. It's just not really something that's done a lot around here, so I really want to make sure this boat covers every single angle. You know, one thing I didn't bring up, so from the factory, which is really cool and easy to work with, this boat already has a subfloor in it. I checked a lot of the foam. There's no water damage. I was lucky when I bought this boat. I got it from a guy that had it sitting in a factory for, not a factory, but a boat place for 15 years. Never used. So the boat was in excellent condition. So you guys can see where I pulled the carpet up. So basically the subfloor below that aluminum decking right there is all foam. So the boat is, you know, still sound enough for if it was to sink, no issues. So show them this really quick, but then just get away from it really fast. So this right here, down here, that's the front deck. Can't really talk about that yet. That's going to be one of the biggest differences. I've never seen it anywhere else. I had it custom made. So we'll recap. I guess you can kind of call this like part 1.5 of the video. But man, we got some really cool stuff going on here. I'm really excited about this build. So we'll get a little more into it. If you guys got any kind of questions you guys want to know about as far as the build goes, you know, just message me on the bottom of the YouTube thing and I'll get back to you as fast as I can. But that's pretty much my Jon Boat, guys.